Good morning and welcome to Friday's digital version of MLB Central. And I brought in, hey, you need a World Series championship, Boston Red Sox, you bring in Jon Lester. Chicago Cubs, you want to break a 108-year curse, you bring in Jon Lester. You want to do a digital 10-minute jam on a Friday morning, you call Robert Flores and Lauren Shahadi. How's everyone doing?
We're good. We're ready to go.
Yeah, that's all. We're doing okay.
John, how are you?
I'm good, hanging in there.
What are you getting ready to do? You look like golf shirts on. Are we
No,
going?
no golf today. No, I wish. Just hanging out. We got school going in the other room right now, so we're doing that, and then we'll see where the rest of the day takes us.
Are you a good teacher?
Terrible. I have to Google. I didn't realize I had to look up third grade math and third grade English and what an action verb is and all this other stuff. So I'm relearning third grade.
John, could you imagine, John, what would we do without Google in these circumstances? And you're having to teach third graders about math. I mean, what would we do without it?
They would probably get the same grades that I got as a kid, which wasn't very good. So since we didn't have Google back then either, but I mean, it makes you appreciate what teachers do on a daily basis, dealing with, I've got one that is in third grade. I can only imagine dealing with 15 or 20 of them at a time. So it's been good. I mean, it's been fun to spend some time with him and see how he learns and kind of see the light bulb go on when he gets some stuff. And we just did a book report on Michael Jordan, so that was kind of cool for me to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Did you end up taking it over? Every time I help my kids out, like I had to, I'm like, give me that. I'll end up.
No, I sat there. You could either type it or write it, and I told him, I said, you tell me what to type and I'll type it for you. And he picked out all the little pictures, and then when mom gets involved with the creative side, that's when it kind of all comes together. And she did all the background stuff for him, and he was gluing his little butt off while she was cutting. So it was a team effort all the way around.
John, we're so anxious for the season. I'm sure you're in the same boat. New manager, first time David Ross makes a trip to the mound. You say get lost? What?
We got that out of the way pretty quick in spring. It was my first start. It didn't go so well, and here he comes trotting out, just grinning ear to ear. And of course, I'm mad because I didn't get what I wanted out of the start and all that. But no, I mean, like I tell people, obviously in the dugout when I'm not pitching and off the field and all this stuff, he's obviously one of my better friends in the game and in life. And I told everybody, when it comes to baseball, I mean, he's my boss, and if he makes a decision that it's time for me to be done, then it's time for me to be done. And the other part behind that is he pulled me out of plenty of games when we were actually playing together than he probably will as a manager. So we've done it before, and I've yelled at him before. He's yelled at me. So it's nothing really new, just a different title.
How often does he still talk about his stint with Dancing with the Stars? I mean, he got a lot of run out of that, John. A lot of run.
He did. He doesn't really much anymore. We give him more grief than anything for it. He doesn't really bring it up that much. It's just mainly the guys like Riz likes to give him a hard time about it. And he starts, of course, dancing and putting on a show. But other than that, he doesn't really bring it up much.
John, I never really in spring training paid attention to the pitchers. I just always figured, the first time they're out there, 2 innings, whatever it may be. How long would it take you to be ready to toe the slab in a competitive big league game?
That's hard because, I think when you're younger, I think it's easier. Obviously, everything's easier. At this point, you know how it is, D-Row, when you work out in the off season and stuff, but that first day you get there, now you're around your boys. Now it's like, okay, I got to throw my bullpen a little bit more intense. I got to be a little bit sharper. I got to do this better. The workouts go up a tick. So those first 3-4 days, no matter what you do in the off season, you're pretty sore. So I think, man, to get to a 5-inning deal,
yeah,
I would say you would have to be ready to throw a live BP when you show up. If we're doing a 3-week thing, you would have to be ready to throw to hitters, and then maybe do that 2 or 3 times, and then jump into a game. So you're looking at 3 to 4 starts where I think you'd be, kind of primed and ready. That's just me personally. I think for me, I know other guys are probably still, throwing to hitters or doing their thing. I physically can't do that right now. So I feel like it would take me maybe just a tick longer, maybe one more start than, let's say, a Chatwood or a Quintana or whatever.
That's interesting, John. You're talking about 5 innings. What about a complete game? Because Tuesday marks 12 years since your no-hitter against the Royals, and you're giving me that look on Tuesday on MLB Network at 9 a.m. Eastern. You can watch it in its entirety. What's your greatest memory when you look back at that game?
Greatest memory. I think just the end when it all was over with, because when you get kind of to the 6th, 7th inning, it's like, okay, maybe I have a chance, but I still have 9 to 12 outs I need to get, and that's quite a few outs. And then you get to the 8th inning and you get foul ball after foul ball, and it's like, I don't know if they're going to let me do this. And then now all of a sudden you need 3 outs, and then 2 outs, and then 1 out, and then the last out is a guy that's one of the hardest guys to get out in the game. He's a contact guy, and I think he fouled off 4 or 5 pitches, and my pitch count just kept going up and up and up. And then finally to get that out, and then to see Tech running out. Like, I've never, in all of baseball, in my entire career, I've never been on the mound for like a championship or something like that where the catcher runs to you. So that to me was the coolest experience, just having that. And then also, like, you don't know what to do. Like, I don't know, is he jumping? Am I jumping? Are we high five? Like, what are we doing? It's the awkward moment there at the end. But I think it was just more the end. It was over with. It was, it was a mentally and physically exhausting game. And then for it to happen was pretty cool.
And John, you also had some of that dog pile scenario in Game 7 of the World Series in 2016, and MLB Network is going to be airing Game 7 of the 16 World Series on Sunday. You come out of the pen in that game on just 2 days rest. Will you be watching that game if you just happen to have the TV on? Will you be watching it? And if so, is that the first time you've had the opportunity to watch it at home when it's come on TV? Do you find yourself just casually just watching it if and when you're around the TV?
No, not casually. I think I've seen it a couple times just throughout the last couple of years, just based on like the World Series videos, or it being played in Chicago at some point, but rain delay, something like that. But no, I don't really. Right now, I couldn't sleep last night, so there was really nothing on TV. I was kind of just browsing between the old Ryder Cup in, I think, 2012 and then a game we played last year. We lost to the Cardinals, I think 9-8. That was on MLB. So like something like that. But I don't set an alarm clock or anything to go watch any of the games. It makes me miss it a little bit too much right now.
Yeah. All right. I caught wind that you built my girlfriend, Cy. Epic 2-story tree house. How long did it take? Did you have outside help? Give me the story, because you had to be in the backyard. I mean, Christmas Eve, when you're putting it together for the kids, is like nightmarish stuff. So I got to believe this was tough. Yeah,
it was. It was a little overwhelming. So it came in 3 boxes, and they're all numbered. And my I don't think I have OCD, but I think with stuff like this, my OCD kicks in, and it has to be like all organized. So I pulled them all out of the boxes. I organized all the pieces together, and started building. And, when you do this stuff for the first time, you don't think everything through. So I start building it out in the backyard thinking, okay, this is where I want it. So I'm going to build it here. Well, that ground's not level. So I had to lift up this frame and carry it over to my back deck to make sure that everything was level. So then I had to unscrew a couple things, get it level, screw it back in. So that was a little overwhelming, but it took me a solid 2 days. Solid 2 days from beginning to end. I took some breaks in there. There were some alcoholic beverages in there consumed that made it a little bit easier. But the hardest part was the slide, because it's awkward. You got to hold it up, drill that in, and then put it piece by piece together. So we got it done. It hasn't fallen apart yet. So that's good. She's got her little flower boxes up there with flowers in them now. So she's happy as she can be.
Lauren, he's handy.
See, tell him how I feel about handy people. I
Right,
love
amazing.
people who are handy, and my co-hosts, they outsource their issues, Jon. They call someone to fix their problems. They can't screw in a light bulb. We got problems. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, normally in a normal circumstance, it would have been outsourced, but
Okay.
with nothing else to do, it was my job.
Handyman, pitcher, golfer, you wear many hats. And every year, Jon, at the beginning of the season, D-Rose says, Shahad's, my golf game starting to come together. I'm seeing upticks. It's starting to come together. So once and for all, you're laughing. Once and for all, we're going to find out who is the better golfer between Jon Lester and Mark Thomas DeRosa. Who is longer off the tee? D-Ro, you're first.
It would be him if he could hit it in the fairway. He's loose.
Yeah.
He's what is it? All stamp, no postage.
A lot of postage, no address.
All postage, no address. That's Jon Lester. I mean, he hits it 500 yards, but you don't. There's a chance it's going off the reservation.
Yeah, yeah. I agree, but I'd rather be in the fairway at 260 than off the reservation. So, D-Ro, hey, I will say, D-Ro is thumping the ball right now. I mean, it's a different deal out there from probably last year when I played with them. It's getting out there, it's moving. It's pretty nice right now.
You're complimenting him, but he always talks about a short game. Who has better hands around the green, Jon? You or D-Ro?
I gotta take this one. I'm gonna be confident on this one. I got the Phil Mickelson flop going sometimes that we'll throw out there. But D-Ro likes to use the putter, the Texas wedge, as we call it, from anywhere around the green.
It's not a bad move, D-Ro. Use that putter.
It's really not.
Robert, for some reason, he's handy. I'm handsy. I'm handsy in the golf course. So I flub a lot.
That's the title of my book, by the way.
But I can putt. I'm a bad chipper of the golf ball.
Right.
Jon, you know you're my one game to win, one putt to win, standing over a 10-footer. Jon or D-Ro taking it?
D-Ro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Both of you agreed.
Good
Okay.
one.
And one golf partner for the rest of your life, D-Ro or David Ross?
D-Ro.
You're gonna pick me?
Yeah.
Wow. I said that's a bad question because that's putting pressure. I mean, our friendship has blossomed in the last 3 years, but you've been tight with Rossi for a while.
No, because his personality doesn't come out on the golf course. He's a grinder out there, and it doesn't show. I mean, I don't. You can't name a time we didn't have fun, regardless of how bad I played or whatever.
Robert, Jon's the golfer that shows up. He's got the speaker connected to the rail. He's got gadgets.
I love that.
Country music blasting. He's got all the gadgets.
I love that. I wish more tour players would incorporate country music into their daily routine.
You've never listened to a country song in your life, Robert.
Oh.
Name one country song.
Anything by Rascal Flatts.
Oh my
I don't know.
From the 90s.
For 15 years.
Well, you said one. Hey, I do want to thank Jon for coming in today. Jon, we appreciate the time. Hopefully, you and the rest of your colleagues will be back on the field very soon. But thanks for spending some time with us.
No problem, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, we do want to mention that yesterday, former Astros All-Star and former Yankees executive Bob Watson passing away at the age of 74. For more on the life and legacy of Bob Watson, you can check out MLB Tonight on MLB Network a little bit later this evening. So for Lauren Shahade and Mark DeRosa and Jon Lester, I'm Robert Flores. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday.